Hi, let's go for a ride. I've picked up mountain biking less than 2 years ago. Despite having spent a lifetime on two wheels, as a kid on BMX and later on commuting through traffic, this was a completely new game to me. I'm at best mediocre at it. Learning can be frustrating, making mistakes can hurt, and often enough, I have to ask myself, why am I even doing this? But noticing one's own progression can be one of the most uplifting things in life.
Actually, in control there.
Sending sections that seemed impossible before,
Easy peasy.
conquering a climb, or finally mastering a feature deemed unrideable thus far. Those are the moments making it not only worthwhile, but outright glorious. Hey, before we continue, a quick note. The trails in this video are new to me, and we are starting our first exclusive Patreon content. Become a patron, get access to full ride videos from top to bottom, uninterrupted, unedited. Link is in the description, and now, video.
Oh God. Yeah, no.
I still have a long way to go, but there's a few things
Foot down.
that worked for me in my progression from a complete noob to an intermediate rider.
I'm working.
I might never become actually, good, but given enough time and dedication, at least I know how I could.
Foot down.
We all have to start somewhere. I have all the legs in the world. My stamina isn't too shabby, I've done metric centuries and didn't die. And yet, I still get dropped on trails, and I realized quickly what I am lacking is core, upper body, and grip strength. Legs and stamina come from riding. Riding more, riding faster. The rest has to be found elsewhere. We can do push-ups, or pull-ups, chin-ups. We can do planks. We can do it at home or go to the gym, whatever works. If we come from the road, we'll have to work on our upper bodies. If we come from the couch, we'll have to work on our bodies. But not all of it is sheer physical strength. Working on our skills means we don't have to muscle over challenges, which in the end will reflect on how spent we are during and after a ride. I've realized that on group rides, when other folks that I can easily outpedal on the road have no problem with downhill sections that completely exhaust me.
Holy shit.
A lot of trail riding has to do with bike control and balance. There is tons of skill honing exercises that we can do in our parking lots, as well as advanced games we can play in skate parks, over obstacles, and on the trail. We can find a wealth of ideas right here on YouTube. I'll put some of my favorite channels in the description. Session. Is there a feature that's been bugging us? A climb we've been shying away from? An obstacle that could be fun playing with? Session the heck out of it. We shall study it, run up to it, look at others clearing it, and then tackle it. We'll have a go at it from every angle. Ride on it, ride off it, ride over it, find all possible lines, make them stick. It's fun, it's great exercise, and it's something we can do alone or in a group. The possibilities are endless. And while we do that, let's film ourselves. We don't need fancy equipment, we prop our phone against a rock and go. Most smartphones these days have slow-mo built in, and there is heaps to learn from that. Film it, watch it,
repeat. Also gives us bragging rights on social media or at the next meetup with friends, although be a little careful with the last one. Not everybody is as interested in mountain biking as we are.
Ride, and ride a lot. The more we do it, the more familiar we are with it. And that leads to confidence. Much of it is in our heads. We've actually made a video about this, it's up here. Repetition in safe environments and hours put in will reward us quickly on the trails.
And with every mile ridden, succeeded or failed, we'll learn about our strengths and weaknesses. Knowing what we're good at helps us progress. Knowing what we're bad at helps us not to die in the process. Being aware of our skill sets and working on them is a steady road to becoming a better rider.
Ride easy, known routes and goof off on them. Try to hit every tiny jump on green trails. Be silly, overdo things. Have fun. There is lots of confidence to be found in outright enjoying ourselves. We can really, truly get to know a certain trail inside out and then race against ourselves. Shave off seconds in turns, around or over features and obstacles, and dial it in. Once we plateau on a time, we can move on. Just as important as familiarity, however, is it to push ourselves. We should often ride with better riders and trails that are too hard for us. By gritting our teeth across hiker-bike sessions, we will learn to ride them eventually. When we walk rock gardens we're scared of, we can scope possible lines just to send them a few weeks later. As we try to keep up with superior riders, we will get better.
Let's just make sure we ride within our means and not get hurt. On one of my first outings with riders much better than me, I rode well above my pay grade and even called it that I'll crash if I'm not careful. Promptly did. It's a fine line, but pushing that line ahead of ourselves, that's the goal.
And sometimes we have to walk away. That is part of the challenge, not in opposition to it. After too many run-ups, we can get spooked and overthink things. Know when today is not the day and come back to it with a clear mind and a fresh body. Ride new trails regularly. As much fun as it can be to shred the beaten path, it's also great to run trails completely blind. A great way to do that is to travel. Not knowing what's around the next corner trains our eyes and brains to read trails quickly. Let's put our bike on or in a car and drive around a bit. Chances are there is rideable stuff close enough. Maybe make it a 2-day affair.
Make the point
We get so much more done by spending the night somewhere.
that this doesn't suck.
We'll sleep in the car, bring a tent, or if we have the budget, check in somewhere. But there is a reason why a lot of mountain bikers do the van living thing.
The difference between coming from work and riding before dinner, or crawling out of whatever sleeping arrangement we find right there at the trailhead and ride all day, is huge. If the day's filled with distractions, we'll need some time to switch over to our bicycle brains. If there's nothing else going on but mountain biking for 24 hours, we're in the zone and we'll progress much faster.
In the end, progress is all about putting in the hours.
Before I crashed 2 days ago. And not a problem.
We will have to be patient. Growth comes in waves, but it's well worth it The high that kicks in when we realize we've become a better rider is second to none. And despite the literal rocks on our paths, it's a journey full of development, self-worth,
Not a problem.
and joy. Thanks for watching, and pedal hard.